Hi guys, my name is Bianca and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the topic of writing a book blurb. So I'm currently in the process of writing my blurb for my first book and I'm struggling, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the process and what I'm up to. I don't know whether it's just me, but writing a book blurb is so hard. A book blurb is the first thing that people go to when they're looking to buy your book. So if you don't get your book blurb right, no one's going to buy your book. So I think that's why I've had such a hard time with the process of getting it right. I think too, I have a main plot and I have a subplot, and I've had trouble actually deciding whether to include both of them in the blurb because they're both sort of important. I still haven't told you guys what my book is about. Like I said in other videos that I am hesitant to do this because I don't really want to spoil you guys, but I'm gonna give it a go. I'm going to try and tell you guys today what it's about, just to give you a bit of an idea, so when I do tell you about my blurb, you'll get it. So, my main protagonist is an 18-year-old girl called Simone. So she's grown up with a family and they were quite distant. And her mother ended up getting a really successful career, so then her mother travels a lot with her father, so then Simone's home alone a lot. And she grew up with a lot of nannies around and not really any family. And then when she's younger, she actually ends up meeting a family called the Santiaros family. And they're everything that she could have ever wanted in a family. They're absolutely perfect. And she immediately is drawn to the mother, Katerina, who's really loving and caring and everything that you'd want in a mother, as well as Elliot, who's the son in the family, and they quickly become best friends. So Elliot and Simone are best friends throughout all of childhood, and the story starts off with them graduating and it goes from there. There's one part of the story where it goes through Simone's experiences as a teenager. So I was talking about problems with friendship and with romance and that sort of stuff. So then that's one part of the story, but then there's a whole other part with all this other serious stuff going on. So that's why I've had such trouble writing this blurb, because I don't know whether I should include sort of the little stuff that Simone goes through and just focus on the main stuff, but then I don't want the readers to go in this blind. So I've decided to sort of include both of them in my blurb. The story begins with this whole graduation party, and then things sort of go downhill from there, and the family that Simone thought was perfect and that she loved being in is not so perfect, and she ends up finding out that some of the family have secrets and that they could be in danger. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you too much more than that, but that's sort of an idea of what the story is about. So what I started off by doing was I wrote down 6 different blurbs, and then I sort of tried to pick out the best sentences that I could find from those 6 blurbs, and then try and make one good blurb out of the 6. And yeah, that did not work out well for me at all. I found that there was still stuff missing. There would be a good opening sentence and there would be a good end sentence, but there wasn't really any good middle chunk section of the blurb. So I went and I did some research and I found some examples, and I sort of went through the way that they did theirs, and I came up with a different way to do it. I ended up going through my book all over again, and then I summarized each chapter into a sentence or two, and then after I went through the whole book, I summarized the whole book into 5 sentences as to what the main book is about, and I used those 5 sentences to sort of guide me in making a new blurb. I was sitting down yesterday with some music on in front of my computer, and then I sort of said, stuff it, just try and do it. So then I just wrote whatever came to mind, and then I got something down, which was surprising. I actually got something down that's been better than what I've written at other times. From my research, they did say that the blurb has to be between 150 and 250 words, and I have gotten it within that word range. I'm just not 100% happy with it just yet, but it's a really rough guide. You know what I really haven't done in the blurb either is I haven't really Like, I love Elliot. He's such a great character, but I haven't really captured that in the blurb. Like, I've described him as handsome, but then there's more to it than that. Then I don't have that many words left, and there's some characters in this novel that I feel like would really draw people in, but then I haven't written it in a way where people could be like, oh yeah, like that sounds interesting, you know what I mean? So I really need to work on my like describing words. I'm gonna read it out to you, and this is rough, so this isn't the end blurb, but I just want to share it with you guys. Simone was born in the wrong family. Her mother's successful career as a motivational speaker leads her parents to live a life in the limelight and away from their only child, leaving Simone alone and under the care of strangers. Consequently, Simone grew up not knowing what a real family was, until she met them. When the Santioros family enters Simone's life, she finally has a family that she's always wanted. Katerina is a loving mother figure that treats Simone as her own, and Elliot quickly becomes her childhood best friend. Simone's new family couldn't be more perfect. As Simone and Elliot graduate from high school, her relationship with the Santioros family changes, and life becomes more complicated. Simone must fight against her increasing attraction to her handsome best friend Elliot before she ruins a friendship she can't afford to lose. Simone's new friendship with Lucy seems too good to be true. The unexpected death of Elliot's aunt sets off an unlikely chain of events, and Simone soon realizes that the perfect family doesn't exist. The Santioros family has secrets of their own, and it's up to Simone to put the past and the present together before their family becomes fractured beyond repair. So, that's what I wrote yesterday. It's definitely got a lot of the main elements in there. I am missing one part of the story in there, but I don't really think it's that necessary. So, in the book, Simone comes across a book that she reads along the way about someone else's story, and then that book is the key to her sort of putting all the pieces together and to understanding why everything that's happening is happening. And I don't know whether I want to talk about the book in this blurb. So it's at 215 words, and 250 is the max. And they actually say that 150 words is good. But I know that I wouldn't be able to get everything I need to get in 150 words. But I had trouble before actually joining up all the sentences, especially the ones where I'm talking about different parts of the story. I'm still not 100% happy with the beginning. I actually had a different beginning, but it doesn't really suit what I have written here right now. Actually, I'll tell you what I had written before, but I haven't used it in this blurb. So what I had written before is, they say that you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family, but they're wrong. Simone chose hers, and they're perfect in every single way. A hardworking father, a loving mother, and a devoted son. What more could you ask for? And the only problem with that was I had problems actually continuing on from there. And I couldn't really join it up. And I did like the beginning bit because I thought it was a bit catchy, but I don't think I'm going to use it. Like, I'm more likely going to use the first full blurb that I read out to you. I don't know whether I've written it in a way yet where it's going to entice people to want to read it. You know what I mean? Like, there's blurbs that I've read before that are just sort of a summary of the book, and they don't sound very good. And I want this blurb to be the kind of blurb that really gets readers in, gets readers really wanting to read the book, especially since there's going to be another book after this book. I'm actually like, do people want to read a book about this? But I hope they do. In my other video, I do talk about planning out my second book using the snowflake method. Now that I've sort of seen what the second book is sort of going to look like, I realise that I like the second book much more than I like the first book. And I actually had this problem before when I wrote these two books before, like a couple of years ago. I enjoyed doing the second book much more than the first book, which is really weird. And the same thing's happening again. But, like, I do like the first book. But, like, I feel like the second book I get to write the characters the way I want to write them, and everything that I want to happen can happen. You know, like, I feel like the first book's a lot about introducing stuff, and then why the characters are the way they are. And, like, something big does happen, but then, like, something big happens in the second book too, so... If any of you guys have any methods to writing your blurbs, let me know in the comments down below. What's really worked for you? I would love to hear any of your suggestions. And I'm going to just keep on working out this blurb until I'm 100% happy with what I have written down and it's ready for publishing. So that's super exciting. So when I get this blurb done, I work on the title, and I can't really work on the book cover until I have the title because I feel like I want to tie in the book cover and the title together. So once I get a title, things will start getting into motion, but I still do have a lot of editing to do to my first book once I get it back from my beta readers. So I'm definitely going to do another video on my beta readers and I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to keep working on my blurb and I'm going to leave you guys here. If any of you guys are interested in more writing related videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.